coach in practice. What pleased you the most today with Paige spacing and shot selection?
Every day we're getting better. Right? We're building chemistry, playing more with each other. We played a ton today. And I liked how it was early, and then it started slipping late just with some fatigue. We let fatigue creep in, and we got a little sloppy, so challenging them to be able to uphold a standard throughout the duration of our practice.
I noticed Maisha got to start this past Friday. Is that going to be the standard going forward, or how's that work?
We'll see. Still exploring all different sorts of lineups and combinations, but she's been terrific through camp. That 5 seems to be really good gelling, and really like what we're getting out of them. So,
can you just speak about what you're getting at it, like Maisha being, I guess, more versatile? We'll talk about the versatility.
Yeah. So, I mean, you see it with her ability to facilitate from the perimeter, right? When she's in the middle of the floor, she's a fantastic screener, and then when she has the ball in her hands and that floor is wide open, she's a great passer. You see all basket cuts. She's just able to deliver it on time, on target. So it gives our offense a whole nother level. We've got great guards that can attack and facilitate, and then you've got post players that can also do that. It makes you really hard to guard.
And what about defensively?
Yeah, defensively, it's the versatility piece. Like, it allows us to explore different things. You saw in that game, we looked at some switching. We got aggressive and hedge and trap. So it's just like we can try different things and try to keep our offense off balance with some different coverages. So I enjoy having those options available.
Speaking of which, I mean, of course, this week, final cuts and everything like that. What are some of the things that you're looking for this week in making those decisions?
Yeah, just, continuing to build our chemistry on and off the floor. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we're just talking about who we are and who we want to be, the Dallas Wings, what our culture looks like, and so much of that is how that locker room is. So really challenging them to lead each other and have tough conversations and challenge each other and then love each other as well. Like, find all that balance, because it can be both, and it has to be, and it will be.
Is Maddie the sixth person on the team right now?
Maddie is a very important piece to what we're doing, and she will be on the floor a lot because she impacts the game with winning plays.
Paige has often talked about wanting to be a leader. Just what are you learning about her leadership style so far at this point?
She is a leader. Everyone on this team is a leader, and I'm empowering them all to lead where they're from and lead in their own ways. And I think as Paige gets more and more comfortable with her teammates and finding her voice, she'll become more of a verbal leader. And as of right now, it's a little bit more by example, maybe one-offs on the side. But again, continuing to challenge 1 through 12 and empowering them all to lead each other and hold each other accountable. So I'm excited for everyone, really, when it comes to leadership. Yeah, I mean, the Wings are Arike, and so I'm excited. It's been a partnership in talking with her, and I want to help her. We want to help her, right? We want to make her life easier, and I'm just excited about her trust in what we're doing and her buy-in, and then now, her as well, right? It's a brand new staff. She's got brand new teammates, so she's finding her places to be herself and to come into her own and to lead as well. So it's new for everybody.
A good amount of camp is about adding layers to your offense and learning terminology. Just how has that gone with this group compared to maybe other teams you've had before? Yeah,
this group is high IQ, and I've been impressed that they've picked things up pretty quickly, and then at the same times we're not getting ahead of ourselves. And so today, we had to take a step backward, not backwards, just pause for a second, clean up some things with the spacing and with the timing before we can keep adding. So that's the biggest thing. I want to keep adding and throwing at them, but not at the expense of now we're not doing anything well.
What excites you about the layers that you've added, whether using ram screens or just Spain pick and roll, because of the shooting gravity that you have with some of your key players?
Yeah, I think we've got so much talent all over the floor that you got to pick and choose, who you want to attack defensively. So, keeping it simple, I think, is enough. And then as teams get good with what's simple, the more you can throw in wrinkles and try to distort the defensive shell. Whatever we can do to help our offense be able to create and get to space to be able to see the read.
Coach, what do you want this team's 3-point volume to be like? I feel like just there's no reason preseason game, small sample, maybe a little less from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I think that second game, our defense was leading the offense. We were out in transition, and we were just putting 80 points in the paint is crazy. We were just putting a ton of pressure on the rim. So I want us to take good shots. I'm not just out there telling them we need to get X amount of threes up. I'm out there preaching that we need to get good shots, and that's a shot that somebody's capable of making. That's a shot that is open, and it's a shot that is shared. So more concerned with that.
How lethal do you think your backcourt can be when it's all said and done, peak things of that nature? How lethal do you think those two can be together?
Yeah, loving their chemistry as they continue to build and play with each other and feel off of each other, and want to run plays for each other. They're feeling it out. Right? Paige, Arike needs the ball. Let's get her the ball where? What's the action? How can we get it to her? And then the other way around, Arike deferring. Paige, you got the matchup. You're cooking right now. Let's get you into an action. And then combine that with Dejanay's out there too, and she can really put pressure on the defense and playmaking her own ways. You got Maddie, you got Liz, you got Maisha, you got Ty Harris, who hasn't even been in the mix. You got Tiara, who's a nightmare. I just am excited about all the options.
What do you like about Tiara playing near the nail, and just do you like her ability to make the defense pay with her jump shot, kind of from that mid-range area as well?
T?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I don't want to put T in a box, and she's so good around the rim, and she's really tough to guard down there. And I think she's more skilled than stepping out to the perimeter. She can do a little bit out there. Her shot, she has great touch from 17 and in. Hit a couple threes today in practice. So again, challenging her to get out there and expand her zone as well.
What were some of your main takeaways from today's practice?
I think we did a good job of watching film and then coming here and executing it. We put a lot of actions today that we got good practice and reps in. And just the one thing of just staying focused throughout the whole practice, paying attention to detail, the little things. So we can always clean that up. We can always get better. But I think today we made one step forward.
How do you feel like you and the team have gotten better through camp and these last 2 games?
Yeah, I think every day we've gotten better. We've improved. We've watched film and then come and execute immediately. So I feel like we're stacking the days, and I'm excited to start the season and see our journey and our progress throughout the season.
Can you talk about how much of a blessing Coach Henry has been, working with you guys as far as player development?
Yeah, I met Coach Henry back in Connecticut, and to see her growth and see just how far she's come along and how much she's just learned, and now she's applying that knowledge here. It's a great thing to see. She has a great relationship with all the players, but she also knows her stuff, so she's always keeping us accountable, always pushing us, and it's great to see her growth, through Connecticut, Unrivaled, and now here. And so she's been a great help, a great addition to the staff, and she's been making her mark.
What are some things you've learned about Paige's leadership style so far?
I think she came in very confident. As a rookie, everything is new, but she knows what she brings to this team, and so she's coming very confident. She loves to share the ball, but she can get her own points. But I think she's done a great job of leading by example, even though she's younger, and she's putting her voice behind that. And so every day I see her get more comfortable, and I'm glad we have her, and I'm excited to see her growth and how she really steps into who she is.
What are some of the things that have impressed you the most about this team, and maybe some things you didn't expect to see but you've been positively impressed by so far?
Honestly, they have a great group of people here, and one thing about it, everybody loves to work. Everybody's always either getting some extra work in, getting extra shots, and we all push each other. When we get on the court. Whatever we're doing, practice, reps against each other, reps against the scout guys, we push each other. Not really surprised, this team or the coaching staff from when I was Connecticut to here, they've always recruited some dogs, people who may be overlooked but always have that chip over their shoulder. Are very defensive minded, and I feel like that can be our identity this season. And when we build on that, that leads to our offense. And yeah, everybody just are go-getters.
I know she's talked about Paige's leadership, but on the other end, you have Arike's leadership. Just talk about that, her being more the vocal one out of the two, and how those two as leaders mesh.
Yeah, Arike is our leader. This is her team. It's a lot of new people, but she's been here for the last 7 years now. So she's always the voice that we're looking for. It's good to see her step into her leadership role. She's a veteran. She's been in the league now for 7 years, so she knows what to expect. She knows what this team is capable of, and they go very well. Like, she's showing Paige the ropes. Paige is showing respect, and they work very well together. You saw that in the game. They have great connection on the court, off the court, and so we need Arike as much as we need Paige. Like, this was, her team for the last 7 years, and she's been doing a great job as a leader, getting everybody involved, everybody comfortable, and just using her voice.
During a couple of the preseason games so far, Maisha and Melissa played together at the 4 and the 5. Just what are some of the advantages that brings to the team on both sides of the ball?
I mean, they just make us faster. Both of them can get the rebound and push and start our offense. As you can see, Liz was getting down the court and we're getting easy layups from her. And Maisha is just an athlete. As soon as she gets it, she can push, she can go all the way, she can find. The last couple games, she's been having 5 assists, 4 assists. So I think that just makes us faster, makes us more versatile. They can also switch on everybody and be able to guard their area. And it makes us a really faster team that can push. Anybody can get the ball and go.
Question: how are you processing the speed and complexity of the program so far?
Just taking day by day, just where my feet are is where I'm at. So just leaning on my vets, leaning on my coaching staff to lead me, and they've been doing good. So I've been doing good as well.
What are some of the main things that you've learned to this point, considering you just played your second game?
Just continue to be confident in myself, be patient with myself, still motivate myself as well as my teammates, and just keep being that dog. I got me here where I am today, so just keep being myself.
What some things you felt that you kind of developed a little bit more since you started camp and, of course, the second game?
Like I said again, patience. Patience is very big in the pros, and it takes you a long way to let the game come to you instead of forcing a lot of things. So
what are you doing on the floor to earn trust and gain more minutes?
Defense is definitely the key to get you on the floor. Getting rebounds and obviously putting the ball in the basket.
How you feeling about making your debut in the WNBA?
I'm happy. It's a dream come true since I was a little girl. So I just can't wait to just feel them lights.